What's going on, guys? Midwest Tokusatsu here, coming at you a little late with some of this news, but I'm currently in the process of settling into a new home, so it's kind of hard for me to find the time to do this while unpacking a lot of stuff. But as soon as I get my tripod back and my station kind of set back up, hopefully I should be back to doing on-camera reviews soon enough. So this week we've got Power Rangers, Kamen Rider, Sentai, and Ultraman news, so all the big four. Most of the stuff is coming from Power Rangers. We have some very exciting Kamen Rider news, one little piece of Kiramay Red news, and then some Ultraman toy news at the end. So let's get started. Alright, so first up we have a sighting for the Lightning Collection Power Morpher, and this is coming from No Pink Spandex on Facebook, and their post says that one has been spotted in a Walmart in Kentucky, and as we know that this is a Walmart exclusive, and this was announced a while back. So from the looks of it, it seems like it's pretty much what we saw in the promotional photos, with the stand, the little slots for each of the coins to go in. It doesn't seem like there's any die cast on it like the Legacy version, and I think most of us expected that, as we saw with the Dragon Dagger that was just released as well. So looking at some pictures, we have a picture of an inbox, then on the stand with the 4 other coins slotted in, then some photos of them actually trying out the thing, where we have the saber-toothed tiger coin, and apparently the color of the lights change depending on which coin you have in there, whether it's blue, black, yellow, pink, red. And looking at this one with the saber-toothed tiger coin, it doesn't look like it's a yellow light at all. I'm not quite sure what's going on with that, but everything else looks accurate. Like Triceratops is blue. Well, that's the only other one, and then on the back of the coins themselves, it looks like there's a image of the individual Rangers helmets. So that's a nice touch as well, because on the Legacy version, we just had the MMPR logo. And then the Morpher itself is looking a little thick, if you know what I mean. It looks so big and bulky, and not sleek and slender like the Legacy version, or even the original one. The original one, I think is the smallest one, because I believe I saw another post comparing the three, and that Lightning Morpher is just big. So I'm not sure if that's accurate at all. I don't think it is. So the Lightning Morpher is dropping in stores already. Just be on the lookout for it if you want one. I'll see about getting this, because I'm pretty happy with the Legacy version that I have. So this one's just a slight maybe for me. But moving on. So our next news comes from Twitter, and this is Cosmic Ranger 006. And this is for the covers released on Saturday from Boom Studios for Draken New Dawn. And New Dawn is going to be that Ranger Slayer-centric story where it's going to see her return to Draken's world after he had been gone for so long, after the events of Shattered Grid, I assume. And it's going to see her rule in his place. So here we have some cover art. And I have to say, she's drawn pretty inconsistently here, because in some photos, her helmet just looks kind of elongated and wide. While in the second one here, which I assume is Dan Mora's artwork, this one looks more accurate and akin to the original Pink Ranger helmet, which I believe that's what they wanted to go for. And then in this next one, it looks even more different, because the tops are kind of like the top of the helmet is kind of wide and looks almost like a crown of sorts. And then this last one here, this isn't so bad. So wow. So this last one here features her in a standoff with Ecliptor, surprisingly enough, and his Quantrons. I'm not too sure who the person in the middle is, but I assume the people on Ranger Slayer's side are the Coinless. And to be honest, I thought the guy up top at first was Daishi, because it sort of looks like him, but I'm pretty sure it's not. Now, despite my little nitpicks of the inconsistent artwork, these are still some pretty cool covers that I think fit the tone of the story quite well, if it's what I think it's going for, that is. The story sounds dark and gritty, and these look dark and gritty. So, good job. Alright, so next up for comic news, we have more from Power Rangers Sins of the Future. And Sins of the Future is the upcoming Time Force graphic novel, which I honestly kind of forgot about because there's really been nothing on it within the past couple of months. But I'm so glad that they're still doing this because Time Force is one of my personal favorite seasons. Probably not my absolute favorite, but definitely top 5. Like, easily. So I'm still excited for this regardless. But coming from this, we have Time Force Black, and her name is Chloe, and we have some artwork of her right here done up in this sketch. It's black and white, so we don't really have a good idea of the color scheme just yet. But new Ranger, female, so okay. And apparently she's going to be a rival to Jen, from what I've heard. So that sounds like it'll be really cool. And her weapon looks like this really huge sword, almost like Ichigo Zangetsu sword from Bleach. And then there's a picture of her on the left of her helmet, or her in her helmet, and it's the visor is translucent, so I'm not sure what that means, but it's still cool. So there's not too much more I can say about that other than just what we have here in this image, because that's really all they gave us. So we'll just see her in action in the graphic novel itself, and I'll just be on the lookout for it. So last up for Power Rangers news, we have just one guest announcement for MorpherCon next year, and that is for Carla Perez, and she is known as the face actress of Rita Repulsa from season 2 to 3 and onward of Mighty Morphin, Zeo, Turbo, and In Space. And she will be there all 3 days. Alright, now for the real reason of this week's video. So we finally have scans for Kamen Rider Saber, and that is going to be the second Heroez series after 01 ends in a couple of months. And I believe this is from Telebikun magazine. So first we have not a full body shot, but a shot of just his helmet, and it's kind of asymmetrical, and it looks like he's going to be another one of those riders that uses two forms, or like two halves per form. So you have like one power coming from one side of him and another one on the other side. It's like red and black, and even the visor is kind of asymmetrical. So I'm not sure if that's gonna I'm not quite sure how it's gonna translate in action. Hopefully it looks good. Hopefully. And that was just the first of what we got, because now we have some shots of him in different forms. And first one looks like he has a sword of some sort. So like it almost looks like the Ichibanto from the Ninja. And on the side he's got like his little like book gimmick device. And this one is Peter Fantasia. So I assume that's the Peter Pan form. And here is more of the gimmick. I'm not sure what it is, but it just looks like him on the inside of it. And on the bottom, I think the next one over is Jack and the Beanstalk. It's kind of hard to read from here. I believe it's on the next page. Nope, that's just another body shot, half body shot. Next page, he's in a couple of more poses. He's doing his rider kick. And on the bottom of his foot, it looks like there's some special characters. I'm not sure what it says, but I believe it's related to those same characters we saw on the show's logo. Like they were translated to something. I don't remember what it was, but I know it's not like full Japanese. Next page is more poses with that sword. So the costume looks a little better here. Almost looks like he's wearing a jacket in his main form. Almost kind of like Wizard. At least that's what it reminds me of. Next page, he's doing his rider kick. And the characters are actually lit up in yellow this time. Next page, he's in his Peter Pan form. And on the other page, he has his Jack and the Beanstalk form with like the vines wrapping around like his little sword antenna on his helmet. That just felt so weird to say. And the next page is a picture of our secondary rider, Kamen Rider Blaze. Kind of like Blaze from Beast Morphers. I mean, there's probably like nothing in relation to it, but that's just the first thing I think of. So he's mostly blue. The color scheme is kind of it's a little lacking, but it's not bad. Like it's bearable. And I gotta say, the wolf, that like wolf like chest piece on him looks a little bulky and tacky, almost like it doesn't fit, or it doesn't look like a chest piece. But at the same time, strangely enough, like the suit as a whole kind of works. Like it's weird. Like just that one chest piece, like it's a little ugly, but it doesn't take away from the suit as a whole. And as for his gimmick book item, it looks like the name of it is Lion Senki. So I'm not sure like what fairy tale or fable that relates to, but I'll have to see. And then the next page sees him with his weapon as well, and that's just another sword. After that, we have some Legend Rider books, mostly or only from 01. So it looks like there's just 01, Heroez, and Vulcan. Next page, Blaze is doing his rider kick, and then him and Saber are doing a handshake. So it looks like they're going to be allies starting off. Alright, so Kamen Rider Saber, the aesthetics are interesting to say the least. They're like not the prettiest, but I think I can work with them. Alright, so next big piece of Rider news is an announcement for a new video game titled Kamen Rider Memory of Heroes. And this is coming from SFX on Facebook. They got some screenshots from the trailer here, which I will show you in just a second here. And it looks really, really cool. So from the looks of it, it looks like it's just going to feature 01, Double, and O's. Not sure if anyone else is going to be involved, and I'm not quite sure why these three were picked. I mean, it could have been at random, but I'm pretty sure there's a good reason for it. We'll just have to see when we cross that bridge. So we have some gameplay here of them fighting their usual villains. Like I think I see Terror from Double and also Clay Doll, one of the Greed from O's, and also I don't think I see anyone from 01, but there is some footage of him here as well. And it looks like it's going to have a cohesive action-adventure style gameplay here as opposed to, the usual fighting style game we get usually, and also the Dynasty Warrior style games we have with the Battle Ride War series. So I'm hoping, praying that this is kind of something like a step away from that and something exciting and new. And it'll be available on October 10th for the PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch. So I've got a PS4, so I'm good. And hopefully someone over at Bandai, Bluefin, Team Kamen Rider is working to help import this. If not, I'll just import it myself, because I have to get this now. So that'll do it for Kamen Rider this week. So we're moving on to just one little piece of Sentai news for Kiramay. And this is coming from nihonhero.weebly.com. And this is for a new toy listing that reveals a new form for Kiramay Red. It's called Go Kiramay Red, and it's going to involve a new weapon called the Go Arrow and a new mecha called the Grateful Phoenix. So that sounds exciting because I never thought that we would get animal or more animal-based mecha from the series besides King Express. And on top of that, it's a phoenix, so like a mystical, legendary kind of thing too. So that'll be nice to see where that goes. Because so far, Kiramay hasn't really had any exciting extra combining mecha. And Kiramay himself is kind of small, so I'm hoping that this combines with him to make a bigger new form. So last but not least, we have Ultraman news, and this is all toy news this week. And first up, this is coming from ToyWizards.com, and this is Mezco Toys 5 Points action figure line gets jumbo with Ultraman. And it reads, Mezco Toys showed off the first 2 figures in a new Ultraman toy line. The 5 Points small scale limited 5-point articulation. Fans will be treated to Ultraman with his Specium Ray in effect and Red King, the angry and very dangerous kaiju. This is an amazing turnaround to see the long-time Japanese Tokusatsu series get some love here in the States with new toys. What is special is the fact that they are US-based toys, not Japanese toys, being rebranded or reshipped here. I really hope to see more on this line. So we got a couple of images here of the OG Ultraman and his Specium Ray, and the kaiju Red King, and the last one is them engaging in battle. So I'm not sure if this is necessarily for me, but it's a nice little touch for really, really huge Ultraman toy collectors. So last we have SH Figure Arts Ultraman Z Alpha Edge, and this is from yukiac.weebly.com. And it reads, Bandai Tamashii Nations has officially revealed the SH Figure Arts Ultraman Z Alpha Edge from the Ultraman Z TV series. This figure represents Ultraman Z's form, the Ultra 7, Ultraman Leo, and Ultraman Zero medals. The item costs 3,500 yen and is set for a December release. Pre-orders will start on August 3rd. In addition, Bandai will also release more details about the new Ultra Arts website. So, about that last part, Ultra Arts. So, I've never heard of that until now. So, if anyone in the comments can kind of let me know what that is, I would really appreciate that. So, the figure itself looks really nice. It's a really nice representation of him in the show. Matter of fact, the silver looks a little more chrome or metallic than he does, or than the actual suit does. And does the chest and the eyes actually light up? I don't know. I've never known Figure Arts to do that. And I'm not really a Figure Arts collector myself, because I think the Figure Arts just cost way too much for what they are. So that's not really my thing either. I only have very few. I have 3 Figure Arts. Okay, so I've got the original Kamen Rider Wizard figure art, Flame Style, Forza Cosmic States, and then Black RX. That's it. It's it's not a rant. It's just a little side note. But still, the figure looks very nice. So for any of you that are out there looking for this, link will be in the description for the article. And there you go. So that's about all I have for you this week. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to like my Facebook page at Midwest Tokusatsu. We are also on Instagram, Twitter, and Patreon. And this is your captain, signing out.